Have you ever found yourself spending weeks meticulously crafting your research paper, then quickly assembling the conclusion just before submission? Many researchers find themselves in this position. In the scholarly publishing process, conclusions sometimes receive less attention than they deserve. When you think about scientific papers you've read recently, their conclusions might not immediately come to mind. That's because many conclusions simply summarize, rather than providing meaningful resolution to the intellectual journey readers have just completed. While introductions rightfully receive significant attention, conclusions play an equally important role in determining whether your work leaves a lasting impression. Your conclusion offers a final opportunity to demonstrate why your research matters. It deserves the same careful consideration as your introduction. Let's try a quick exercise. Here's an original conclusion that fails to deliver impact.
In summary, this study found microplastics reduce phytoplankton growth at high concentrations. Our results contribute to the literature on marine pollution impacts. Further research on additional species is recommended.
Notice how it simply restates findings without providing meaning? Now, a revised version.
Microplastics inhibit phytoplankton growth at concentrations already present in coastal areas, threatening organisms responsible for half the planet's oxygen. This dangerous feedback loop demands reconsideration of waste management policies. Targeted interventions at key river systems could reduce microplastic inputs by 40% within 5 years.
Feel the difference? The rewritten conclusion transforms findings into implications and points toward meaningful action. This is the resolution phase of scientific storytelling, where you reveal why your research truly matters in the broader context. Let's break down how to craft a memorable conclusion using the resolution framework. First, connect your findings to something larger. Don't just restate your results, show how they relate to the bigger questions in your field. Instead of, "We found X," try "Our discovery of X challenges the prevailing assumption that." This elevates your work beyond data points to meaningful knowledge. Second, highlight the implications beyond academia. Research doesn't exist in a vacuum. Show how your findings might influence practice, policy, technology, or society. This demonstrates relevance and impact that transcends journal pages. Third, provide resolution, not repetition. Your reader has already seen your methods and results. What they need now is closure, the intellectual and emotional satisfaction of understanding why this journey mattered. Finally, end with forward momentum. The best conclusions don't just close the current study but open possibilities for future work. However, avoid the generic, "more research is needed" statement. Instead, identify specific, high-value questions that emerge from your findings. Let's examine another example, this time from environmental policy research. Original version.
This study evaluated carbon pricing across 28 countries. Results showed varying emissions reductions, with Scandinavian countries performing best. Carbon pricing can be effective when implemented correctly. More research is needed on policy effectiveness factors.
Resolution framework version.
Carbon pricing isn't failing, it's being implemented incorrectly. Scandinavian success demonstrates design elements matter more than price points. Policy stability, revenue recycling, and border adjustments transform symbolic policy into powerful climate action. As policymakers reassess climate strategies, our identified design principles can revitalize existing systems without waiting for new international agreements.
The resolution framework works because it fulfills the unspoken contract between researcher and reader. Readers invest time and cognitive effort in your paper with the expectation of gaining meaningful insight in return. A strong conclusion delivers on that promise by transforming findings into understanding. Let's look at one more example, this time from medical research. Here's the original version.
This randomized controlled trial tested a new smartphone intervention for managing type 2 diabetes. Participants using the app showed improved glycemic control compared to the control group. Medication adherence increased by 28%, and HbA1c levels decreased by an average of 0.8%. These results suggest mobile health solutions may benefit diabetes management.
And now, the resolution framework version.
This clinical trial demonstrates that digital interventions can bridge the critical gap between medical knowledge and patient behavior. By improving medication adherence by 28% and reducing HbA1c levels below the threshold associated with complications, our smartphone solution addresses the primary reason preventable diabetes complications persist despite effective medications. The intervention's success among typically underserved populations suggests digital tools, when designed with accessibility in mind, can help reduce healthcare disparities rather than amplify them. As healthcare systems globally struggle with provider shortages, these findings offer a scalable approach to extend limited clinical resources while improving outcomes for the growing population living with diabetes.
How can you apply this to your own conclusions? Here's a simple checklist. Have you connected your specific findings to broader themes or theories in your field? Have you identified implications that extend beyond academia? Have you provided intellectual closure rather than a mere summary? Have you ended with thoughtful direction rather than vague suggestions? While powerful, the resolution framework must be applied thoughtfully. Be careful not to overstate implications or make claims beyond what your data supports. Ground your resolution in evidence while still providing the meaning-making that readers crave. Remember, your conclusion represents the resolution phase of scientific storytelling, the moment where data transforms into meaning. By crafting conclusions that provide genuine resolution, you ensure your research doesn't just contribute to literature but resonates in the minds of your readers. Your research deserves to be remembered. By structuring your conclusion as resolution rather than repetition, you'll connect with readers on both intellectual and emotional levels. In today's competitive academic landscape, that connection might be the difference between your paper-changing thinking in your field or becoming just another citation. Thanks for watching this guide to crafting memorable conclusions. If you found it helpful, give us a thumbs up and share it with other researchers who might benefit. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on making your science stand out.